Hello and welcome to the Big Four. I got started. Jake's still looking for some headphones. It's gonna be our best show ever. You're not even on. Yeah, we made it. We're only a minute late, and gonna be a good show because we finally got rid of some of that dead weight.
Wow. Wow. Really pulling the punches today.
I know. All right. So yeah, we're gonna not just go sport to sport to sport. Probably this time we're gonna take it a little easier because it's just Jake and I. I haven't turned on the camera yet, but you'll see it in a minute. Take my word for it.
I got my awesome bomber hat on today.
You do. It does look slick. I'm not gonna lie.
Come on now.
You got the hoodie too.
Yeah, I'm repping Buffalo through and through today.
Yeah.
Coming off a loss, but still.
I mean, it was a close loss, wasn't it?
Our last two games we should have won, but special team problems. It is what it is.
I love the shoulda won argument.
You hear it all the time in Western New York. So
I think I might go see Buffalo play Washington in at Capital One. Yeah,
that'll be a fun game.
I like Darlene a lot and Eichel. They're both fun players.
Yeah, dude, that should be really fun.
I'm excited to see it if it happens. I think it'll happen, but you know
how it goes. What did I want to talk to you about? I wanted to talk to you about, and I touched on this earlier. I'm going to start it off.
Right, go ahead.
I just want to talk about how Everton and I've actually gotten to watch two games of Everton's. I watched them play against Liverpool.
That was a good one.
And I watched them. It wasn't.
Yes, it was. It was one of the better matches.
Hold on.
It's the best match I've ever seen them play against Liverpool.
So I watched that one, and then I finally sat down and I watched them play against Watford during the week.
Yeah.
So this is what happened during Liverpool. I turned it off at about the 88th minute because I was at work, and at my work we watch.
Yeah.
One of my coworkers is a big Liverpool fan, so we were watching the game, and it was 0-0 the entire time. And then I left early. I got cut early, so I was like, all right, whatever. And I stopped watching it at the 88th minute. And then I get to the bar that I went to watch the Buffalo game because it was on a Sunday. And I look at my phone and I'm getting a text from him, and he's like, your boy Pickford. I can't believe you just did that. I'm like, what just happened? So I found the clip on Twitter, and Jordan Pickford, I don't know why. I don't know why. I have no idea.
It's just one of those fluke plays from even the best make it. He's probably a top 5 goal keeper in the world. It hurt.
Yeah,
I don't think there's been a single moment watching sports that's hurt as poignantly as that.
Absolutely. I'm sitting there, and my heart kind of sank for him. Cause I'm like, dude, what? How does that happen?
I didn't breathe for a minute. It was just so sad.
Right?
It wasn't
it was just
the Caps losing in the playoffs to the Pens. That's it kind of sucks. But it wasn't one pointed moment like that where it was ugh.
It's just a rivalry game like that. It hurts so bad. And then so I blame, as any sports fan does, I blame myself.
I think it is your fault too. Because
if I turn it off, maybe if I kept watching, it would have been good. It could have worked out, right?
Yeah.
And then the same kind of thing happened with Watford during the week. I sat down. It was on TV. I was sitting there on the couch, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, they're up 1-0. And then next thing you know, it's 1-1, and then all of a sudden, I look down, I look back up, and I hear screaming, and it's 2-1 Watford, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a jinx. I don't know what's going on.
You are a jinx.
I'm either the good luck charm or I'm the jinx, and then I turn it off, and this just further proves my dilemma, because then Everton ends up tying it off of a beautiful, was it a PK?
Yeah, no, it was a free kick outside of the box, and usually they always line up Gylfi Sigurdsson for the right-footed, and then Luca Digne. There it is.
Sorry, it's Chair Coke today. Courtesy of Ricky Hill. Courtesy.
Oh yeah.
Courtesy of Ricky Hill. Yeah.
But
he gave up soda, so he gave me all soda. Anyway.
God, what a champ. Gylfi Sigurdsson with the right foot, Luca Dean with the left foot, and Dean never takes. He hasn't taken one all season.
So this was a calculated play.
It was we're saving this moment for something
for
like
Wofford.
This. Well, just any situation where you need to have the element of surprise on your side because you could see that he was not expecting it. He could have gotten it if he was just going the right way, but he was not expecting that at all. The Wofford keeper, I forgot what his name is, but they spent big on him this summer.
Well, I had turned off the game around 10 minutes before that happened, and I remember you DM'd it to me, the clip, and you were like, "Oh my gosh, look what happened!" And I'm like, Do I have to? Am I just not supposed to watch this team play?
You just gotta watch the whole thing through.
Like I'm the guy that's just gonna tweet out CYOB, but not watch the game, but not watch the game at all because they do better or
Neil
worse.
Satis, Neil Upperodham.
They do better when I'm not watching. Apparently, it's just like it is so. Oh, gosh, it is interesting so far, this Premier thing. But another team that I'm actually really loving to watch is Dortmund in Champions play. So like they're super fun to watch, but they're also like crazy good too. So I don't know if that's probably what it is.
Well, yeah, it helps. I mean, I watched a good bit last season. I think they only finished in like 3rd or 4th in the Bundesliga. They scraped in the Champions League, and now they're just tearing up the Bundesliga and the Champions League because Marco Reus is doing his thing, and then they got like Jadon Sancho, who came out of nowhere, and he's like the first. I can't think of another young Englishman who's gone abroad and done this well.
Really?
Because all the young Englishmen stay in England because it's one of the top flights. But Jadon Sancho didn't get that chance. He went to Borussia Dortmund, and he's doing really well. And now he's starting for the national team. I mean, worked out pretty
interesting. Yeah, pretty interesting development there.
Yeah.
Another thing too that I found interesting is like this Aaron Ramsey thing keeps happening. And didn't you send me an article? And it was like Aaron Ramsey could probably come to Everton.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't happen.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's like 29.
Isn't Gomez around that same age too?
He's 25.
Is Andre Gomez only 25?
Yeah,
That's
25
crazy.
and beautiful.
He is a very good looking man.
He's beautiful. Portuguese
He's on Luka
dude.
level. He's on Luka level.
I think he's way beyond Luka.
What?
Oh, Luka Doncic.
I'm talking about
I thought you said
Luka
Luka
Doncic.
Digne, and I was like,
No,
come on.
I'm talking about Luka Doncic, the god.
Yeah.
The
I saw a tweet today. It
the
was
poster
like,
boy.
It was like,
for
Luka,
my love.
what do you call
Nice.
No, never mind. It's gone.
It was
really-
It comes back.
really
we'll be
funny.
sure
Take
to
my word for
tell
it.
everybody.
Okay, I got an idea.
Okay,
Something
what do you
we do every week is my rundown. Something we've never done is actually gone back the week after.
Yes. So do you have my picture?
Yes, I do. I have it up.
Okay, good.
So we're gonna go to week 14 here and see how I fared. So New York Jets at Buffalo.
Okay.
I picked Buffalo.
Yes, you did, and that's why they lost.
Yep. Sorry. Carolina at Cleveland. I picked Cleveland.
Yes,
'Cause-
and that was a great pick.
Thank you. I
That
thought
50
it
yard. Oh my gosh, Jarvis Landry actually had a good game for
he
once.
did, and it really showed my fantasy team. It was about time. I wish. Hopefully, he does it this week, first week of the playoffs. I want my money. But Atlanta at Green Bay. I picked Atlanta.
Yes, you did.
Uh,
That one didn't work out, did it?
no,
I
but
don't remember the result.
no, it's 2034. I'm looking at it right now, but I still would probably pick Atlanta again, coming off of
Yeah.
that whole
Ooh.
everything. That whole coaching situation was a mess.
Yeah, I
and
was gonna say like Green Bay's played pretty
they're injured.
subpar the
Yeah.
last few weeks, so
And
I
they
would
just
have
keep
taken
getting injured.
Atlanta anyway.
All right.
I'd still take them.
Indianapolis at Houston. I picked Houston like an idiot.
Like an idiot.
I mean, I really shouldn't.
how
have.
dare you pick
I've
that
been kinda-
9 win in a row team?
Yeah, but they haven't played real teams.
They should have lost to Buffalo.
They had the easiest schedule
yeah.
this year. Like power into. I forget what that measure is, but
Imagine
they've had the
if they
easiest
didn't
schedule.
do what they did, like if they'd started out the season 0-5 or 1-4, Bill O'Brien probably would have gotten fired,
Probably. And now
which is crazy. But now like
he's probably safe for like 2 years.
he's again that offensive genius. I'm like,
Yeah.
bruh.
I mean, all right.
Football narrative changed so bad.
Baltimore, Kansas City. I picked Kansas City. New England, Miami. I picked New England.
That one
but
was actually
wow.
That one was actually close. Not
Wow.
We can get to the miracle in a second, but
Yeah.
that Kansas City Baltimore game was actually
Very
really
close.
good.
Wait,
it was an overtime game.
Well, because that's another one of those projections where it was like kind of like weight adjusted.
Yeah.
Baltimore's apparently the best defense that Kansas City has faced all year.
What? That's kind of interesting.
I think it makes
They've
sense.
played
Hold on.
LAC before, right?
Yeah, but Baltimore's still that.
Yeah,
Dude,
Yeah, I
their
mean their
defense is
secondary is
ridiculous.
really good. They got
Well,
Jimmy Smith.
They have a
Marlon
decent pass
Humphrey.
rush too.
Terrell Suggs is
Suggs.
still getting
Yeah,
it done.
Suggs is killing it. He's having a heck of a season.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you look at the Kansas City Chiefs schedule, and I'm pulling it up right now.
I mean, they play Oakland
They
twice.
they play Oakland twice. They played Los Angeles, the Chargers, Steelers, 49ers, Denver. Pretty good defense, but it wasn't clicking then.
Yeah.
In week 4,
Same thing with the Steelers. early in the
Jacksonville
season.
was actually
That was where Mahomes threw his first pick.
yep. New England, Cincinnati, Denver again.
Pretty subpar defenses.
Cleveland is actually pretty
marginal
good.
defenses.
but-
Cleveland's defense can get scrappy.
Yeah, but
Greg
yeah.
Williams defense.
Arizona, Rams, Oakland, and Baltimore.
Well,
so yeah,
that
Baltimore.
Rams game was defense. if you remember, there was a lot of defensive touchdowns
Defensive
because
scoring.
Aaron
That's right.
Donald was killing him.
Yeah,
Like, it
Aaron
was-
Donald.
What a man. What a god.
Marcus Peters had it picked, didn't he?
Yeah, he had to pick to seal the game.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, Cleveland's got a
Which-
good defense. It's just not all right there. Well,
They're still just so young.
Denzel Ward's out this weekend. I don't know if
Yeah.
you saw that,
Yeah, I saw that. Denzel Ward's gone out this weekend,
which is a
and
bummer. There's a lot. I mean, it's that
he's
time
had
of
a-
season.
He was having a good little rookie campaign too.
Oh, he'll be back.
Yeah.
Not this week, but the week after. But I mean,
Right.
there's still like a slim chance the Browns make the playoffs. They have to win out, and then the Steelers have to drop like 2 of their next games. I think.
Miami has a chance to make their playoffs too.
I think Miami has a pretty decent shot.
I
No,
don't know
I'd say they
about
would.
that.
I mean, okay.
You still got
okay.
Baltimore and the Chargers.
After I want to talk about the quality of the 2 conferences after we finish my rundown,
Okay.
since we should actually get through this at some point.
Let's do
One
this.
of these weeks we should get through it. Let's make it this week. New
Okay.
England at Miami. We all saw what Gronkowski, how he fell.
The miracle.
Okay. I didn't see the play before. I was like, I hate calling things like the miracle and blank in like the midpoint of the season. But then I saw
Yeah.
the play and I was like, all right, deserves it.
Yeah, it
That
was
was
like a
crazy.
15-yard chuck down, and then
As time kills. Man, it was so good.
was
It was such a good play.
was
I
good.
wish that like
was it more hype than the Stephon Diggs?
No.
Case Keenum. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
that was a playoff game.
That's what I'm gonna say.
And
yeah.
that was a missed tackle. And
mean,
no,
still.
not even close.
New England, Miami. Granted,
Yeah,
it's in Miami.
It's in
New
Miami.
England always loses in
Tom
Miami.
Brady's like 7-9 there over the past few seasons.
I'm not
isn't
too sure.
He has a losing record over how many series?
That's
How
kind of
many?
interesting. I'm sure that's like one of the
7-9.
only stadiums that he can't
Yeah.
that he has a losing record in. I know he kills it up in Buffalo, so like
Yeah. Grass is green. I mean, how's he fared at?
Well, I've actually said this. I said this to Jesse
Pittsburgh.
Varner too. I said that cold weather teams have problems in Florida, which is why like teams like Tampa like are trap games, because like if they're playing in Tampa or if you're playing in Miami, like it's so hot there year round that like your body's not used to it. So like when you go, for example, like you can play in New England where there's a chance for snow, and then you fly down and have like what 3-4 days in Miami just to prepare. Like it's not enough.
It's not enough. Yeah, I mean, yeah. All right.
It's a problem.
New Orleans at Tampa Bay. I picked New Orleans because I'm not an idiot. Giants at Washington. I picked the Giants.
Wow.
Proud of that one. I'm proud of that one.
Wow.
They're
Rip.
so bad at tanking.
First of all, Josh Johnson played really well.
Did
Coming in, and yeah, when he came in for Sanchez, having only been for the team less than a week, he looked pretty polished. Like he looked pretty pro ready.
I was
like,
busy
yeah, good for
Sunday. I
you.
didn't watch like any football.
I was listening to it on the radio, but like
I love radio football.
it
That's
was
good
just
stuff.
like it was so funny. The guy talking about the Redskins game was just like, "Can we not throw flags for the next 3 minutes?" Like it was like 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He was like, "What are they doing?" Like it was so great. He was getting so angry.
Oh,
I was
man.
like, "Yes, this was me talking about the when I was covering the Marshall game." Like I was like, "Why are they throwing flags under 2 minutes? Let's get out of here!" Like
just stop this. I think, oh man, DC sports announcers are just really good. There's like a great batch of them in DC. I don't know what it is. They're all
just,
so good.
They're
at
just
their-
real. Like,
Yeah.
they're just like, okay, this
Like-
is over. Like let's not.
I think the only out of like the big four up in DC, the only broadcast crew that isn't really good is, and they're not even bad. They're just like not on the same level as like the Wizards. Other than that, they're all really good up there.
I'm pretty sure you can't be that way when you cover like basketball. Like you can't just be like, why is he calling a hand check under 2 minutes? Like,
Oh no,
you know what
yeah. I
You
mean,
can't
just
be
in general.
realistic like
All right.
that.
Do this. We'll get through it.
Did you get the Monday night game right? Sorry, I know I'm probably jumping ahead, but I'm just.
I picked Seattle.
Did you pick Seattle?
Yeah.
Wow, I picked Minnesota.
Seattle's on a streak, and Minnesota sucks.
Kirk Cousins is ridiculously terrible. I don't know. What's going on with
I can't
him.
believe he robbed Minnesota of that much money. Which is also funny because I was a big stan
for the signing.
Denver at San Francisco. I picked Denver, but I would do it again, of course.
I thought you loved Nick Mullins, bro.
I love George Kittle. He gets me all those points, and he just does it in such style.
Forget Nick Mullins.
Oh, that was the game. I was gonna say I wish a Miami Miracle had happened in Denver because that game was great.
Yeah.
And did you watch any of that one? That's one of the only ones I did watch, like all the way through.
Right.
I had a great time watching. I like the Broncos. They're fun, but
Philip Lindsay, Woody.
I love him.
Philip Lindsay's a god.
He's probably my favorite player story coming out of
Interesting.
this offseason. Because I mean, he wasn't drafted.
Yeah, and now
And
he's a starting running back.
he's from Colorado.
Yeah,
he's a lifelong
I was about to say,
Broncos
didn't he
fan.
go to CU Boulder?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good story.
It is. It's really. Yeah, it's just a good story. And then it worked out really well for him. He almost like didn't accept the offer because he was like
this
frustrated.
is not happening.
He was
Yeah.
like, no, he was like mad because he didn't get
What?
drafted. Like even in the late rounds, and he
Forget
was like,
that.
he was frustrated. And then his mom was like, "You're an idiot.
yeah,
Go sign."
yeah, really.
And
What are you
then
gonna
he
do?
did,
What are you
and-
gonna do? You're gonna work at Dick's Sporting Goods the
I
rest
know.
of your life?
And he's
Like,
having a
come on,
heck of
bro.
an off season now.
Yeah,
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 or
exactly.
a heck of a season.
Right.
And yeah,
You're
he's gonna
starting
get
running
paid.
back for your favorite team. Like,
I think he's on
get
a
outta
1-year
here.
deal. So, and now he's a fan favorite. So there's gonna be pressure on the
There's gonna be
organization to
some
sign
money
him.
there to bring
Yeah.
him back, unless they, go for Le'Veon.
They
But
won't.
still,
Why would you do
he
that?
said they won't.
Why would you do that?
Because it's Le'Veon. Come on, man.
Nah, Denver's got 2 good options at running back. And I think they're a good duo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I think they're good, especially if Lindsey can
Deontay Booker.
do this. Yeah, I mean, I think they're
or
fine.
Devontae
They're fine.
Booker. But
Pittsburgh at Oakland. I picked Pittsburgh.
okay,
Um,
that was pretty. That one wrote itself. That one was pretty easy.
yeah. Wait,
And then
they won.
Oakland did
No,
win that
Oakland.
game.
Yeah, Oakland won.
Yeah, so that one was actually really easy to pick.
Yeah, I would have picked. Yeah, I would have picked Pittsburgh 4 times. Detroit at Arizona. I picked Detroit.
Okay.
I'd do it again. Yeah,
And
Arizona sucks.
everybody
Philadelphia at
loves Josh
Dallas.
Rosen.
I picked Dallas because
Nobody's beating the Cowboys right now.
no, they're too good for some unknown reason. Stupid. I picked LA.
Did you pick LA?
Yeah, I would have done it again
Wow.
with that offense. I
picked Chicago in Chicago. That was my deciding. Whenever it comes to
Monsters
like
in Midway.
those two teams that they're both really good.
well, it was
I always pick the home team.
I don't
Always.
know, man. It was tied going into the half. It was a close game.
Well, Todd Gurley only got me 8 points.
Well,
so
they didn't give the ball to him.
He played like a skunk, according to him. Like I was like, all right, buddy, you deserve a week off. Like it's okay.
Yeah.
It
It's like,
sucks that it was the
you
first
know-
round of the playoffs for my league, but like it's
Oh,
okay.
yeah? Did you
I
make
ended
it through?
No, I ended up losing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I ended up, dude. My team is stacked. I don't know how I lost, but actually, I do know I lost. I'll tell you why. Because friggin' Amari Cooper dropped 60 points because he had like 200 yards receiving and like 2 receiving touchdowns. I was like, man, forget you, Amari Cooper. How are you gonna carry your whole team after you get traded? Like forget y'all. And then he had Saquon Barkley, who had like a
heck of a
million and a
game.
half rushing yards in the first half.
It was close to that, yeah.
And I was like I wanted to take out all my frustration on Ricky, being that he's a Washington fan, but I figure he's already
No,
kicking
he's going
himself
through it,
pretty
man.
much. So I was like,
Don't do that to him.
I was like, never mind. I gotta bottle it deep. Like
You wanna
you
You want to know my fun fantasy / stat fact for the weekend?
What do you got?
George Kittle
Oh boy,
in his first half broke the tight end record for most yards,
really?
most yards in a half. And
What?
then with like 210, I think it was a lot.
Wow.
It was a lot of yards for tight end.
Wow.
And then in the second half, he broke the record for least points, or he tied it with 0.
Oh my goodness.
And I think he was like 3 yards away or something like that from breaking the all-time like game tight end record for like
Wow.
maybe it was targets or something. And then they didn't realize that, and the coach came up to him. Mike Shanahan was like, "Sorry, man. If I had known that, I would have given you it."
Yeah, Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle. I said Mike. Yeah, Shanahan. One of them.
That's so funny.
Oh,
I would
feel
have been.
bad.
I'm sure he didn't care.
No, Kittle doesn't care.
He's like, I'll get it eventually.
Yeah.
Like it's okay.
He looks good enough, man.
It's all good, coach.
If he keeps up like this,
So I don't know. Since this is our first rundown, what do we do? Like
don't know.
what's the repercussions here?
I-
What was your final tally?
oh, let's count real quick. Keep the people busy.
So you got like,
Okay. So I'm doing math. It's tough.
just list off the ones you got right.
Wait,
and I'll
where's
count
the
'em.
Titans one?
Oh boy.
It's out of order, man. It's really confusing. All right, hold on. Jaguars at Titans. Is that game isn't even on here?
It was the Thursday night game.
Yeah, I know it's not even on here.
But I'm sure you picked the Titans.
No, it's not on this list, man. Oh, yeah, I definitely picked the Titans. I would never pick the Jaguars ever. All right, give me that one.
Okay.
I picked the Bills.
so
so
that's
nope.
a loss. Yep.
I picked the Browns.
Okay.
I picked Atlanta. Nope.
Nope.
I picked the Chiefs.
Okay.
I picked the Saints.
Okay.
I picked the Giants.
Okay.
picked the Chargers. I picked the Cowboys. I picked the Lions. And I picked the Seahawks. So that's...
Okay, so you got 9.
Is that only 9?
Yeah.
Out of how many? 1, 2, too many.
So let's just call it over 50%.
Yeah, we'll just call it like something like 75 and be done with it.
So that was interesting. I'm sure.
Yeah, but it was a weird week. I mean,
Oakland beat Pittsburgh, so yeah, that's a
and
pretty
Denver losing
weird week.
to the 49ers, the 2-10 49ers, a little weird. Or 2
Well, I guess,
3-10.
Yeah, I guess now they're 3-10, but that's like that's
And the Texans.
weird.
I picked the Texans. There was a lot of weird games.
There were a lot of weird games. I'm not a fan.
It's late season, regular season. It doesn't make any sense.
Go home, NFL. You're drunk.
All right, that's a lot of football. You wanna talk about something else? It's up to you.
Yeah. Let's.
You want to talk about the Raiders real quick, actually, because that's interesting.
Well, you were kind of going off about them via text, so I want to
what
get
did
your
I say?
perspective.
Let me. Okay, so my opinion is that Gruden is the only good thing they have going for them right now.
Interesting.
The only good thing.
Interesting.
And it's because they have 9 more years with them.
Well, it has to be the best thing about the team.
It's the only thing. It's not the best thing. It's the only thing they have going for them.
Well, I actually remember
Carr
you saying
is gonna
that.
suck.
Yeah.
He sucks. He's gone in the offseason. He's gonna get traded. Something. Is he up for free agency next year?
Melvin Gordon?
What?
Talking about Melvin Gordon?
Carr.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw a notification about Melvin Gordon. Yeah, Derek Carr. No, he's got another. He just signed.
Oh, that's right.
I thought he just signed an extension.
I think he did. You're right.
So he's not. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I know a lot of people were speculating that he could get traded to like Jacksonville or something within the season. But
Jacksonville's drafting a quarterback because they're going to get such a low pick. They're going to get a decent.
They're going to get Justin Herbert
or
Dwayne Haskins, depending on where somebody goes or what the Giants decide to do or whatever. But actually, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars would have a pick before
the Giants. Yeah, because the Giants are bad at tanking. Right. They're so bad at it. Just stop winning.
Well, the problem is they have Odell Beckham Jr. throwing the football, and that means you're gonna win. So it's just like
I'm trying to find the text to see what I.
So you were just talking, like you basically were like they're a dumpster fire, and I remember
low-key dumpster fire, and okay, that's the only thing they have going for them. They don't have,
they have
this
no
is
run
the other
game.
thing. Trading Amari Cooper and trading Khalil Mack,
right?
Great decision.
Yeah, because now you have 3 first-round draft
and
picks.
They both only had 1 more year.
Right.
Well, I don't know if Cooper did. Khalil Mack certainly did.
I know that was the big thing going into the season was that you had to pay Khalil Mack.
Yeah, and Khalil Mack wasn't gonna stay. People can't get this through their heads. Yeah. Why would he stay in Oakland? Yeah. Number one, that place sucks. You've been to Oakland? I haven't, but like, it's Oakland. And then number 2, he was the only part of that defense. Yeah. He was the only part.
You're not wrong.
Why would he? And so he gets a win-win. He gets to go to some place like Chicago that already had a few pieces or a lot of pieces. It just wasn't like totally there. And now he steps into that role as a leader.
He's the poster boy.
As a poster boy, and he plays with a team that's not garbage.
Yeah.
And on the up and up, they have so many people. They still have. No, they're in good shape over there. They've got a good 1-2 running back.
Matt Nagy has that team in the right direction.
Matt Nagy is an offensive coordinator.
That's what I'm saying. But he's also like one of those beautiful mind people.
Yeah.
So like,
and he has a good team.
Like according to I don't remember. I believe it was like during a Monday night interview. Jason Witten had talked about how he went into his war room, and basically he had like one of those beautiful mind charts with like red yarn talking about like what he can do with Trey Burton and Jordan Howard and
it's a good movie.
Different people just to kind of like he's so creative on the offensive side of the football. Like he's honestly him and like Sean McVay we always talk about is like they're redefining offenses and simplifying offenses, but like doing it in a better way than
Russell Crowe
we've ever seen. Did you just look up?
I couldn't remember who it was. It was Russell Crowe.
Yeah,
I watched that movie a few weeks ago. It's pretty good.
Oh boy,
it's been the first time in a few years.
Okay,
she doesn't age.
She doesn't.
That's how he figures it out. The girl doesn't get older.
Oh my goodness!
I just watched that movie.
But I remember reading your text message about Oakland.
Yeah, so Gruden.
You were telling me about how he's the only good part about this team, and I was like, and I was thinking about it. I was running all their marquee players, and I was like, Derek Carr really hasn't been much. Like he's having a really down year. This year, he wasn't really much looking at it last year. And then I was looking at the running game. Marshawn Lynch has been out for a majority of the year, so they don't have a running game.
And he's like, what, 70?
Yeah, so he's not going to be around. This would probably be his last year, if not next year. And
It'll be next year.
And then, like, Garyon Conley's probably the brightest point of that defense, but that's not saying a lot because I'm sure you've never even heard of Garyon Conley.
I've heard of him, but
Yeah.
like I couldn't tell you a single thing about him.
Right.
I can't tell you what position he plays.
He's the best defensive back on that team, and that's why like a lot of people are saying that he's going to get traded, which is fine, but they didn't trade him. So
here's the other thing: they've gotten 3 first-rounders. I don't think people fathom that they have 3 first-rounders, and Gruden gets to pick them.
Yeah.
And he gets to build that team, and he's picking a quarterback if they're low enough.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, they're definitely going to be low enough, but I don't think that
they're
going to use their own first-round pick on a quarterback. I think that they're going to use it on the best player available, as you should.
This, some mock drafts. Oops, just came out. That's fantasy. I don't want that. I forget who it was. It was Thomas Shea. That's on ESPN Plus. Come on.
Do you have ESPN Plus?
Listen, no.
Listen, buddy.
Projected pick number 1. Who was that again?
Wait, the projected number 1 all pick?
Yeah.
Joey Bosa. Or sorry,
it was
Nick
Raiders.
Bosa. Nick Bosa should definitely go to number 1 overall, and I believe Arizona.
No, I'm
is
sorry.
slotted with
Which
the first overall
team?
pick.
Is it Arizona?
I just said the Cardinals, yeah, because they only have 2 wins.
It is, yeah. And then I don't know. I can't find it. I found it at some point, but I think there could be 3 quarterbacks going in the first round, maybe.
Okay, can you
Depending on
name
who
them?
there's no Nick Bosa. No, sorry, not Nick Bosa. Will Greer,
Will Greer from West Virginia. He's very good.
Dwayne Haskins if he
Dwayne
declares.
Haskins is the number 1 rising quarterback right now.
Yeah,
Because he's just so talented.
because he's good. Who's the other dude?
Justin Herbert,
Thank you.
quarterback from Oregon.
And then there could be a 4th if
Lock.
Justin Herbert
Drew
is
Lock
like
is
a
a sleeper.
Is like a,
What do you mean he's a?
Well, we don't know if he's gonna go back for another season
That's true.
because he didn't have a fantastic.
He doesn't
season.
want to play for the Giants.
No.
And I don't blame him. Because there's a lot of pressure to play in New York, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people forget that. So I don't blame him for not wanting to play for the Giants.
That's
but
a
if
little
a
bit
team,
of a big market.
but if a team like Jacksonville is ahead of them, I would consider going out. Why not? You get to live in Jacksonville, Florida. Like, it's nice there.
Sure.
You're close to Orlando. You go to Disney and stuff. Pretty.
I'm sure that's the thing.
Pretty
First
fun
thing on
time.
Herbert's
That's
brain.
what's gonna sell me. I mean, Duval County is a good time, man.
And if he declares, we just have a dude who won the Heisman. If he declares, he won't.
Talking about Kyler.
Yeah,
Kyler's not going.
Dude.
Kyler needs to stay and take his money, and
probably. He got drafted by
he got drafted
Oakland?
by the Athletics, yeah,
Yeah.
which would be sick because
How good is he at baseball?
he was a first round draft pick. So I mean, he starts
A
center
lot of people
field
think
for
the first round.
he starts center field for Oklahoma. He's about 5'11". I believe he hits leadoff for them. But
I could see that. He's fast enough.
But I mean, he hits bombs. Like
He gets bombs and leadoff.
he can hit bombs. Like I've seen him in BP. Like he has a really good swing.
Well, that's the thing about college ball that kind of worries me. It's just
The
it does-
aluminum bat.
yeah, it just doesn't always translate.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
that's
mean-
true. That's very true. Because like I didn't even know who Verlander was when he was here, and then he becomes one of the greatest pitchers in my
Playing right now.
generation. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
He's probably top
So
3.
yeah, but like he wasn't even dominant when he
Who-
was
who's
at
your-
ODU.
Who's your top 3?
Top 3 pitchers in
4.
baseball.
Yeah.
Top 4 pitchers
Yeah,
in baseball.
or 5? Go 5.
Let's go 5. This isn't in order.
Okay.
DeGrom, Scherzer, Chris Sale,
Verlander.
Verlander, and
Paxton?
Clayton Kershaw.
I don't know. Paxton might be better than Kershaw.
What? No, I'm a Yankee fan, and I think Clayton Kershaw.
I don't know. I'm
I think Luis Severino is actually better than James Paxton. I think they're both marginally top
all right.
10.
We're talking about baseball.
Sorry.
Let's move for it. Let's move it. Let's go for
Let's,
it. There's a lot of baseball.
So we were talking about today. We kind of touched on it, and we were talking about the Mariners 3-way deal, right?
I haven't looked in too much into it.
Okay, so
Tell me all about it.
So basically, and this is where I get so frustrated talking about off-season baseball because like it makes no sense to me. Jerry DePito, you are the GM of Seattle, correct? Obviously,
is this ramping up to what I think
this
it is?
isn't a rant. This is more of just me addressing him with you in the room.
Okay, great.
So, buddy, why are you selling off your number 1 pitcher, your closer, your second baseman and you're saying that you can sell off your third baseman.
Who plays third base?
It's Kyle Seager.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just so you can bring in Edwin Encarnacion in the last year of his deal, because I believe he's coming on his option year. Like, this is it, and then next year he has the option to come back. Why would you ever, like, what's he going to do? He's going to play DH or he's going to play first base, which you do have a hole at first base. They had Robbie Cano play first this season with D. Gordon at second base. So
That sounds good to me. That sounds like something you can build with.
well, apparently they don't have any interest in doing that. They would rather. So, but like, it makes no sense. Like you trade away. Granted, like, so you just acquired Carlos Santana from the Phillies in the Gene Segura deal. So you have Carlos Santana, and then you trade him back to Cleveland so you can get Edwin Encarnacion. Like, it makes.
Wait, is that what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
So like,
Okay, sure.
So Carlos Santana goes back to Cleveland. Jake Bowers, who's a great prospect, I believe he is from Tampa. I believe he's from Tampa. I could be wrong. I
think they were involved with the deal.
Yeah, it's a 3-way deal.
No, yeah, it was Tampa. It was the
Yeah,
race.
yeah. So Jake Bowers is from Tampa, and he goes and he's a great prospect. He's a top 100 prospect. I think he's also a top 50 prospect. So they both go to Cleveland. Right, Cleveland dumps Encarnacion in his big deal to Seattle, and then Tampa gets Yandy Diaz from, I believe and they also get some international money.
Oh yeah,
And-
cash considerations.
Yeah,
I forget that you can do that in baseball. It's because it's the only sport in North America where you can trade cash considerations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really interesting.
It's very soccer-esque.
Yeah, so Yandy Diaz is a third base prospect from Cuba, and he was from Cleveland's farm system. He's good, and I think eventually he's going to mold himself into the next Longoria. Like, he's going to fill that void. I'm not
Okay.
saying that he's going to be as good
Okay, yeah,
as
that's a
Longoria
good
was.
preface because man,
But I'm saying
a lot.
like that's what they want him to be. Like they're going to put him in that void that they have on the quarter infield.
Ooh,
But the trade itself makes no sense to me. Like, I don't understand what Seattle's doing. Yeah, that's what I was saying when I got confused with Melvin Gordon.
oh, I didn't see that. Adam Shefty just tweeted Melvin Gordon not playing tonight. That
Yeah.
sucks for LA.
But I picked the
they're gonna have to
Chiefs.
release.
So
Yeah, I picked the Chiefs. Yeah, why
because
would
I
pick the
figured
Chiefs?
he wasn't going to play, so I was like,
Oh,
that
As
was
long
the
as-
Chiefs.
I figured he was gonna play. Oh wait, no, sorry. I was figured he wasn't gonna play. I was thinking Tyreek Hill. I got confused for a second. Tyreek Hill's gonna play, even though he's questionable.
Yeah,
He's gonna play.
So-
There's no way.
but like, do you understand what I'm saying here with the Seattle thing? Like, what are you doing? You just want to acquire like a heavy hitter after getting rid of your best technical power hitter on your team because Nelson Cruz is a free
Also,
agent?
that's not the way baseball's trending, man.
It's
I think
right.
you
It's
need-
always about getting younger, not
well,
acquiring.
not
a
even getting younger. I'm just talking
36-year-old
about hitting.
third
It's just
baseman.
it's efficient hitting.
Yeah.
It's not. We're stepping away from the home run heavy,
Mhm.
which thank God it's so
What?
boring.
I love the home run,
Home run's great when it's not diluted by millions of other home
but
runs.
the warning track.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing small ball all the time and you're like you have someone tiny like D Gordon maybe who just bombs a
Bro.
homer and it's like, yeah, that's great.
D Gordon
that's
probably
fun.
hits less than 10 home runs a year.
I know,
But when he does,
it's exciting.
like when he hit that home run after Jose Fernandez and he started like crying and it was in the leadoff position, I was crying. I was like,
It's
dude,
exciting.
this is so romantic.
It's
and, like,
exciting.
It's awesome. Yeah.
So
When you see rare stuff like that,
it's
cool.
what makes moments like Michael A. Taylor's home grand slam in the playoffs, for example. It
Grand
makes
slam.
it was a grand slam.
It was, but it was because of that safety netting or whatever it was.
Yeah, well,
Like,
it went out.
right.
Those are the rules.
Hey,
But
man.
it's what makes moments like that special, where you just don't dilute home runs as much.
I agree.
And I feel like that's what makes baseball playoffs a little more special.
So-
because there's not as many home runs and it's a lot more small ball. It's just
Yeah.
getting efficient hitting,
Mhm.
and that's fun. And I think it's way more fun.
Mhm.
Watch someone steal second, then hit a
I'd
solo
rather
shot. I don't know.
See somebody steal third base. You
Well,
never
yeah,
see that.
I mean
like-
that's great too. But you
steal
know what I'm
home.
saying?
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
stealing home is great.
But yeah, so like I just don't understand what Jerry DePito is doing up there in Seattle. Like it makes no sense to me. I'm curious to see what I think. Because, like, initially I thought the narrative was like, all right, we're tearing it down. We can't compete with Houston. Let's tear it down. Now you're bringing in this 36-year-old first baseman who thrives on the long ball, and it makes no sense.
Yeah, I agree.
And you trade away your closer. Like, I hate
All
it.
right.
I hate it. I hate the deal. I like the deal in regards to
Cleveland
Tampa
did
and
well.
Tampa and Cleveland.
Cleveland did real well.
But Seattle, you're just You're just burying yourself in the dirt.
All right.
Anyway,
You want to figure out what the Rule 5 draft is? I
So-
can read something to you.
so yeah, read off these, and I looked up something that I thought was pretty interesting, but I want you to just first describe what the Rule 5 draft is. Yeah, clear it up.
Held each December, the Rule 5 draft allows clubs without a full 40-man roster to select certain non-40-man roster players from other clubs. Clubs draft in reverse order of the standings from the previous season. Players who signed with their current club at age 18 or younger and have played professionally for at least 5 years are eligible to be selected, as are those who signed at 19 or older and have 4 years of professional experience.
Interesting. So I have. So basically,
So if a team picks somebody, they have to pay $100,000 to the team
right.
that they picked from. Interesting.
So what I found
It's so specific.
really interesting is I looked up players, like notable players that were picked in Rule 5.
Oh, that's what I'm looking at right now. That's interesting.
And one of the first names on the list is R.A. Dickey, which I think is really cool. I don't know if you remember him, but he was like this Cy Young award-winning pitcher from the Mets, and then he went to Toronto. Now he's retired.
There's a bigger one.
There's also Marwin Gonzalez, the current utility man who's a free agent right now. Hector Rondon, the former closer for the Cubs. Actually, my boy Tommy Cannell, who's a bullpen piece for the Yankees right now.
Well, it always happens before they're big.
Yeah.
But
Odubel Herrera from the Phillies. He plays center field for them, which he's really good. And then another one is, oh my goodness, does that say Jose Bautista?
was he really?
That's what this thing says. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true, y'all. I wouldn't take that one I would take that with a pinch of salt for sure, because it says here Josh Hamilton, Johan Santana, and Jose Bautista, but I don't think that's true. What do you see?
I don't know. I'm really confused.
It doesn't matter.
Fun fact.
I thought that was kind of interesting though.
Roberto Clemente, he used to play in Richmond, Virginia. He played small ball there.
Interesting.
Didn't know that.
That's really cool.
I guess.
Another deal I want to talk to you about, and I know this one hurt.
Okay, this is MLB.com says in 1954, the Pirates selected Roberto Clemente from the Brooklyn Dodgers in the Rule 5 draft.
What?
Is this examples? Yeah, Clemente spent the entire 1955 season on the Pirates' major league roster and went to become a member of baseball's 300-hit club and Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Is that true?
It's got to be true if it's on MLB.com.
I guess. It's really interesting.
That's better than that's better than all the players I said. That's great.
Okay. I don't know if it's true, though. I don't believe it.
Let me get your
Because he was
opinion.
in Puerto Rican baseball.
While you're looking on that, let me just go over some of the deals that happened today.
All right.
I'm sorry, that happened the last couple of days. Charlie Morton signed with the Rays, 2 years, $30 million.
Very surprising to me.
Very surprising. I was surprised too.
I don't know. How old is he?
I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head, but
I'll look it up.
I know he had 200 strikeouts last year. But
he's 35.
Okay, so
he's older than I
he has
thought.
a 2-year deal.
That makes sense.
So-
That's good for the team.
But look at Tampa. Tampa's now got Blake Snell, the Cy Young Award winner. They got Charlie Morton and Jake Faria, which is a pretty good big three rotation
Yeah.
there.
I mean, it puts them into a conversation for a wild card, probably.
Yeah, well, they were close this year too.
They were.
And then
Shockingly
they
close.
added Mike Zunino, catcher from Seattle. Another reason why I don't
Oh,
understand
yeah, yeah.
Seattle's doing the thing. But he's a power threat, and in Tropicana, balls do go. So I also read that they're in on Nelson Cruz, which would be really
Wow.
interesting. Yeah.
We're really going for it out of nowhere.
Tampa, good. I mean, good for them.
0 to 60, man. Sure.
They brought in Tommy Pham at the deadline.
did.
So
That was a very good move.
yeah, I agree. But
I love that. I love that guy.
looking at Kevin Cash and the crew, they absolutely believe that they can contend, and I totally agree.
I mean, if they have this roster.
If they play to what they're capable of playing.
What were some other decisions that shocked you? Tanner Rourke really surprised me.
The Tanner Rourke trade to the Cincinnati Reds was interesting. I know that you were saying that it's more to bring in another pitcher.
Well, I don't
and I threw
know.
out Gio's name, but
That's
you
hilarious.
never know.
So I think the thinking is that, which doesn't make sense to me. They wanted to get money off the books, so they were going to bring in another veteran.
Okay.
But I mean, if you're really trying to push for a title this year, why aren't you going after Keuchel?
Well, I know Atlanta's really big on Dallas Keuchel.
I know,
They are really big on him.
very big. I think maybe too much. They're going to spend too much money on him.
Yeah,
And give
which
him
is
too
crazy
long.
because
How long is he? How old is he? I mean,
he's got to be in his
He's somewhere in his 30s.
He's got to be in his 30s. But I was actually thinking that
30.
Yeah, so he's oh,
okay.
wow, okay, so he's 30.
He's hitting the peak.
Right, so
That's
this
peak
is
pitcher
this
age.
is his peak.
Okay,
but he
that's
hasn't
fine.
been since he won the Cy Young. He really hasn't backed it
He
up.
won a Cy Young.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
But he hasn't backed it up since. Like his ERA has got to be in like the high 3s.
Wow. In 2015, his
Yeah.
ERA was Oh my goodness.
He was unhittable back then.
So he 2.48, and then he had how many strikeouts did he have? I can't find it. 216. Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It's very nutty
And
how
then
good he was that season.
255 and then 144, 290, 125, and then 374, 154. I mean, those aren't bad numbers.
Those are not bad numbers.
For a second man, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but if you're the Braves, you need a first tier. And what I was suggesting to like this is what I wanted. This is why I was hoping Grayson would be here, because I had like a projected trade because Arizona wants to get rid of wants to get rid of Greinke. And the
That's a
Braves
pretty
have
good one,
the Braves have the cap room to get him, and he's not on the no trade list. I'm sorry. Atlanta's not on the no trade list.
Keuchel's won 4 Gold Gloves. Fun fact.
He's a very good defensive pitcher.
I
I'm
guess,
not surprised. But it also helps him that he's left-handed too.
Yeah, it does.
So I was saying that they could put together a nice package surrounding like Tukey and trade for Zach Greinke and maybe Brad Boxberger for the bullpen. Like they have the resources to make a trade like that happen. It'd be interesting to see if it does, but Keuchel's not a bad replacement either, especially at 30.
No.
I also think that Cincinnati's pretty interesting on that too.
I would love for him to go to the Nats, but I don't think it's going to happen because the reason they traded Tanner was because he was going to make like $13 million this year, which is a lot for Tanner Roark.
Yeah,
It's a lot. So they dumped his contract, got a decent reliever in what's his face from Cincinnati. I forget, but I looked at his stats and I was like, that's fine. He didn't have a huge sample size, but like it was like that's okay. But they're gonna get another vet.
But you have Joe Ross.
Well,
Gio Gonzalez
and
is
Eric
there,
Fenny.
dude.
But he might be too much money.
You think so?
Yeah,
After 1 year,
Gio Gonzalez.
that's what I'm saying. Like you could sign him to like a 1-2 year deal. He's only 31.
Yeah, Gio doesn't want to do that though. He wants security.
That's true.
But I mean,
But you could pitch him. You could pitch him on the fact that you guys are probably in a better position to do more in regards to going to the playoffs.
Yeah, way better IMO. Well, it depends on what they want to do at second base. If they want to go for LeMahieu, but LeMahieu's a lot of money.
I read y'all were in on LeMahieu.
I don't think it's gonna happen because I
No?
think we have a lot of infield prospects. Because Kaiboom hasn't even come up, and he's like, I think he's a top 20 prospect. He's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, and he hasn't even spent a day in the majors.
I know Rizzo wants to get Rendon on an extension.
Yeah, exactly that too. I mean, they're still pretty low. They're not anywhere near to luxury tax level.
Yeah.
They're not even close. Not like any team isn't right now. It always ramps up, but I think
course.
they're substantially off. I think it's like 50 million that they're off.
Really?
It's a lot.
Okay, so that's a ton of money that you have that you can spend not on Bryce Harper.
Keuchel.
You could spend it on Keuchel, but
And
then
have the best rotation in baseball by a mile.
But where does he fit in? You know what I'm saying? Like,
What do you mean?
Like, do you think
He's
he
a lefty, isn't he?
Yeah, but do you think he can set aside do you think he can set aside the whole I'm Dallas Keuchel, I'm a former Cy Young winner, to be the number 3 starter on your team, and also Patrick Corbin's gonna be what, your number 4?
I don't think they're too worried about the ego when they're like, all right, I'm among some of my best peers here.
Yeah.
I mean, can you be excited? Can you be mad that you're number 3 behind Strasburg and Scherzer and maybe Corbin after the great year he just had?
Yeah. I think.
I mean, that's not something you.
I think in the dead of the season, I guess where you are in the rotation really doesn't matter because it's every fifth day. It's every fifth day.
I mean, it's just you play when they tell you to play.
Right.
It's opening day and playoffs.
Yeah.
Those are the only 2 times it matters.
Yeah.
And after the All-Star break,
I agree. Well, actually, I wouldn't. Yeah, because the All-Star game doesn't even matter either because they reward you if you play well enough. The fans will reward you. Washington would be a very interesting place for Keuchel to go. I don't believe that.
I don't think it'll happen.
Where it's going to happen. I think it's cool to be that optimistic.
I wish it would happen because I think there wouldn't be a better rotation in baseball. I don't think there would.
No, definitely not.
I think it would contend for like the best rotation of the 2000s. I think it'd be close. I mean, seriously, wouldn't it?
Probably. Honestly.
It would be ridiculous.
But
be very fun.
That's a lot of baseball. We get a lot
All right,
more
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
going on. No updates on Machado and Bryce. It's how it is.
You want to talk about Ovechkin putting in his best output ever
Yeah,
at
who's that
33
guy?
years old. Seriously, he's on track for You remember his 60 goal season?
Yeah, he's on track to like double that, right?
Not double 60.
Sorry,
That's 120.
you're right, but still,
I mean Gretzky's that good,
Yeah.
but I mean he's on pace to do. And you know why this is? He has like 4 empty netters.
yeah.
He's never been utilized on that clock killing like empty net role, and now they trust him enough to get him the shot because he's got a snipe.
Yeah.
So he's gotten more goals that way, and also he's averaging his most time on ice he has in his career at 33 years old, and the dude just is a tank.
That is really
I don't
interesting.
understand it. I don't understand how anyone's this durable. I think he's like top.
Especially given how much he partied, like after y'all won
And
the
that's the
Stanley
other thing.
Cup.
He did that, and then he came into this season like the slimmest he's been.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I feel like he got the weight off his shoulders. He's like, that's all right. No, okay, now it's time to like go shatter a goal scoring record and then win the Olympics. I mean, that's what he wants to do, and he's gonna do it. It's ridiculous.
I don't think they're gonna win the Olympics.
I think he will. He's gonna will it to happen now. It might take him another 13 years, but he'll do it.
We'll see what happens.
He'll win it at 46.
Hey, a fun video for you guys to watch. The St. Louis Blues had a puppy in their practice.
He has a name.
His name is Barkley.
Barkley.
And he's the office puppy, and he was running around on the ice. It was really cute.
It's adorable.
Yeah, it was really cute.
St. Louis Blues Barkley. He just picks up was that Tarasenko's stick and then like plays with it.
I can't remember if it is his or not.
It's good. It's good stuff. And then someone shovels snow at him, and he's like drops the puck, and he goes at the snow. It's good stuff.
It's high quality, and I love it. I need it on my timeline more.
I know. That's the only good thing. That's the only thing the Blues have going for them. So
it's okay, St. Louis. You have baseball. That's all that matters.
All right. Yeah,
Any other things in the NHL?
I'm gonna go see Darlene and Eichel.
That's what you're saying.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, that should be fun.
I'd love to do that. I love Buffalo.
Should.
They're a good team. Are they my favorite Atlantic team? Nah, Florida. But
Okay.
Buffalo's close second. I like. That city just sucks at sports.
So,
All the best, man.
So let's go to the NBA real quick. I just want to talk about the game that happened last night. I don't really get to watch a lot of NBA games through and through.
Yeah.
So but as I was studying for my British literature final, I put it on. I put it on mute. I like to watch sports on mute sometimes as I'm studying.
You're like
that way
Ricky.
that
You're
way
just
I can,
an animal,
that way I can
sociopath.
look up. Well, no, that way I can like look up for what I'm doing, and I'm like, oh,
But you won't
Cool.
get distracted.
yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm not
exactly.
distracted. So I was watching, and I went out of my way to watch this game, Toronto at Golden State.
Yeah.
Mind you, Golden State went to the 6 and lost earlier in the year, but that was without Steph Curry and without Draymond Green.
And now
And last night, Toronto went into the Oracle
without Kawhi.
without Kawhi and punched Golden State
you
in
wrote
the
that.
mouth. Like they went in
Yeah.
there and they punched him in the mouth.
How
And
much did? Never mind.
Let me tell you. So they,
It was the first time they won there in like 16 years, something like that.
I don't
a
know.
long time.
I don't know, but talking about a shocker. I didn't expect it to be like that.
Yeah.
At
What was the
all.
final score?
113-93. They beat him by
Man, they kept him to 100.
Mm-hmm. And this is crazy. And what's crazy about it is the fact that, like I said, Kawhi didn't play, but you had Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry all on the floor. You had your 4 all on the same floor at once.
But Boogie's not there.
Boogie's not there. So, but what I also thought was really interesting is looking at the regression of Draymond Green.
Explain it to me.
So Draymond Green, their offense is actually worse when he's on the floor.
Oh,
When
so
he's
sad.
when he's on the floor, their offense is worse. When he's defense, and this has normally been the narrative there. The defense on the floor is better when he's on there. Last night he couldn't hang at all. He looked like a liability. He looked honestly like he was out of shape. He looked like he didn't really work when he was out for that period of time. Hold on, let me pull up the Warriors stuff. So he played 25 minutes last night. He had 5 rebounds, only 2 points. But he had 7 assists. But still to only
2
have 2 points and call yourself an all-star, being a former all-star, like, nah, that's unacceptable. That is unacceptable play. Like, you are such an offensive liability. Don't get me wrong. Like Kevin Durant, I mean, they were all playing on pretty minute, on like, I don't want to. They weren't playing on minute restrictions. It was just him. Like, he just played 25 minutes. But
It's
like,
just a weird game, man. I
KD
don't think we can take much from it.
KD played 33 minutes, had 30 points. Steph Curry only had 10 points in 33 minutes. And he had
Played 33 minutes.
and he only had 10 points. Like, Kyle Lowry had a great defensive effort against him all night long.
How many did Kyle put up?
Kyle Lowry was killing it last night from three. From what I saw, he was playing. He had 23 points and 12 assists. He had a double-double.
Wow.
And he played 38 minutes that game. Danny Green had 15 with 31 minutes played. Like, that team just looks super balanced to me. Like, Nick Nurse, I was kind of skeptical about him coming into the year.
But
like,
he was coming off a championship.
No, I'm talking about Nick Nurse.
Yeah, he was coming off a championship, wasn't he?
No, he was the bench coach for Toronto.
No, I thought he was coaching their G League team to a championship.
Oh, maybe. I'm not too sure.
Let's look it up.
I'm not too familiar with the G League. All I know is that
no one is.
is that he is the one. He's really kind of put it together. Like, their coach last year.
Oh, his mom died yesterday.
Why is their coach Dwayne Casey? Dwayne Casey built that team and kind of like gave him what they are, like kind of like helped them realize like what they can be, and helped us realize what Toronto is. But then Toronto goes out, trades for a top 3 player in the league, and Danny Green, and now like all the pieces have kind of fallen into place.
Wait, did you say top 3?
Yeah, Kawhi Leonard's a top 3 player in the league, dude.
Okay.
Best 2-way player in the league.
Okay.
When healthy.
Sure.
So
I'm not gonna argue. I just wanted to make sure
he's definitely not.
Right.
He's definitely not below 5.
No.
He's definitely the best player in the East. Giannis is almost there, but not yet.
Ricky would like some words, but
Ricky, I think, agrees with me. Jimmy Butler's up there too, but he's not. Anyway, so like I said, I don't want to read into it because, like we always say, sample size is really small. It's only 2 games, but 2-0 versus Golden State. It could translate into the playoffs. That would be a really fun playoff series to watch them play. But playoff basketball is also super different.
So playoff basketball is weird.
Playoff basketball.
Not sure if I'm into it.
Playoff basketball, all people step up. So it's always like the true character of a team shows itself throughout playoff basketball, which makes it fun. Every game is competitive.
So Phoenix might be going to Seattle. Oh, that was the other thing we forgot to mention about Oakland real quick. Oakland getting kicked out of Oakland. The Raiders.
Yes.
They got sued because they're moving to Las Vegas, which doesn't make sense because they're like, all right, we're just going to move to Vegas early.
Right. So
like,
is it supposed to be like bumped up to like next season?
Yeah, they could. They got to find a place to play next season. And there's talks. Maybe they go to Las Vegas early. Maybe they go to L.A.
Wow. Could you imagine?
3 teams in L.A. And then 3 years ago, there were like, what, 0?
Right, because it was San Diego, and they were in St. Louis. And
There's going to be no Raiders fans there. It's a good place. Oh,
there are hardly any Chargers fans there, so.
That's because I don't get it, because that's the whole thing about L.A. No one's from L.A. So why would you put a team? Never mind. One team is good, and they have to be good, which is what the Rams are. And now they have fans. They have
to be good.
Yeah, that's the only reason you're going to get. I mean, it's about showmanship in L.A. But, yeah, okay, back to Seattle. Phoenix.
Potentially Seattle.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, I saw a tweet today. did I send it to you where it was like, you thought you couldn't think of a worse name than the Utah Jazz? How about the Seattle Suns?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that is pretty terrible.
That doesn't make sense.
That is pretty terrible.
Couldn't make less sense. There's no Jazz in Utah. There's no Sun in Seattle.
You could just call it the Seattle Grunge.
Seattle Sonics.
Yeah,
let's go for it.
Well,
just change the whole thing, man. While you're there, just go for it. Go all out.
I just can't believe that Phoenix would give them such a tough time.
And I don't think they're gonna move to Seattle because their stadium's being renovated right now.
Vegas would be really interesting.
Yeah, I heard Vegas too. Vegas would be interesting and also plausible.
Yeah,
really plausible.
They have
a population.
And they have a population, but they have the arena.
Yeah, so, I mean, they have a brand spanking new arena. It looks fantastic. And that city is quickly becoming a sports city. If the MLB expands, they're going to move there.
I imagine so. Them and Montreal probably be the top 2.
Yeah, probably. Maybe Montreal only if they can get a better stadium and they don't have to play in the Olympic Park. Ridiculous. Where the operating cost is just like way below what they're ever going to sell as is ridiculous.
I love it.
I've been there. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
How the hell are you going to sell it? No, I'm done. But it's a great place for a team. Terrible park for a team.
Yeah.
So, all right, I think that's interesting. But
Another thing that I kind of quickly want to touch on. What's your opinion on this? And this has to be really quick, which sucks because I love to get
I know
more
we
time.
should have done this more.
College football playoff expansion.
I'm fine with 6 or 8.
You're fine with both.
I think both have merits. I would rather see 8 just so
Interesting.
I can just
So
because,
this is selfish.
yeah, just I want to see more football.
This is
That's
selfish.
the only reason.
impulse,
I
yeah.
think 6 makes more sense.
Yeah.
I think teams would be happier with it having the
I'm cool with a 6.
having like the 2 best teams having
Having
that
a bye, yeah.
That would make purists a lot more happy.
Right.
Just so it's basically just 2 play-in games, and that's fine. But also, I just want to see more football, and I don't get what the purists like football, right?
Yeah.
And play freaking football.
So
but whatever.
here's a football. We're gonna play football. Football.
Sure.
So like the way it would run down this year would be really interesting because you'd have Bama and Clemson obviously get the 2 byes because they're conference champions, unlike Notre Dame. So that's like the only notch why Notre Dame didn't jump Clemson. Whatever. So Notre Dame would play.
Also, Clemson's better, but
We'll find out.
we
find out.
will find out.
We'll
When is
find
that?
out. That
It's January?
game is I believe New Year's Day.
New Year's Day. Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
I gotta watch the Winter Classic too. Oh wait, no.
That's not that same day.
Oh, I don't want to watch the Winter Classic. It's the Blackhawks and the Bruins. Ugh.
Chicago did beat Pittsburgh last night, so
Yeah, but like,
it was like 6-3. Terrible.
yeah, but it was also
A crappy game.
yeah. Didn't Brian Russ have a hat trick?
Something like that.
All right, go on.
So it'd be that. It would be interesting to see who would get if this was a 16 playoff. It would be very interesting to see.
oh, I thought you said 16. I
No,
was like,
16.
let's go for it, boy.
6 team. It would be very interesting
This is
because
March
you have
Madness gets up to January.
Michigan probably wouldn't
A
get
lot
in,
more pain.
but the 5, 6, and 7 team right now that would all be fighting for that 6th spot, or 5 through 6. You'd have Georgia, Ohio State, and UCF. So
That's fun.
So like
I like
that
all
would
those
be
teams.
really interesting, right? To see what would happen. And frankly, I think that Georgia would have to fall out, or Ohio State would have to fall out.
Update: Spencer Ware is not playing. Sammy Watkins is not playing, but Tyreek Hill is playing.
That evens the playing field.
I
for
think
that
it
game.
does. All right, go on. Sorry. Oh, we only have 2 minutes left.
I know. So, but the reason that I think that a 16 playoff would be good is that way there's more of a chance for a team like UCF to get in, just so they can get manhandled by a real football team.
Ooh.
And then we don't have to listen to the nonsense of like, oh,
Ricky Hill.
well, we should play Alabama and we can beat
Bring
Oklahoma.
on Bama.
We can beat Oklahoma.
All right.
Come on, bro. You're better than that.
Okay, I prefer 8. 6 makes sense to me.
I think 6 makes more sense because of the buys.
What would you prefer?
I would prefer a 6 as opposed to an 8 because
There's still some competitiveness.
there's still competitiveness, yes, but there's also money in bowl games.
That's
The
true.
2 teams that don't get in that would be in if an 18 playoff could play each other in a bowl game and
That'd be fun.
be a lot of good. You know what I'm saying? It would just
Oh,
generate
it's
more
just
money.
like the okay. Yeah, we don't have to talk about this.
The
Because we're
NCAA
running
is
out
all
of
about
time.
some money.
Yeah, but it's fun. I really hope it happens, and I think it will happen within the next 5 years. I think there's no way it doesn't. But
Yeah.
whatever. Okay. Special message from Gracie McKinney.
Okay.
NASCAR fact: if a driver weighs less than 200 pounds, like Danica Patrick, NASCAR adds weights to the car in 10-pound increments to make sure all drivers weigh at least 200 pounds.
That makes sense.
It makes sense. I
When you're
would have
going at
never
high
thought about it.
speed.
It's just physics.
Yeah.
All right. What's your NASCAR fact?
My NASCAR fact is that during a NASCAR race, there's a chance that a driver can lose as much as 10 pounds from sweating.
Oh my lord!
Yeah, so you have
So
to
do they have to
remain
add-
hydrated
They have
during
to
the race.
add weights if you lose.
I imagine they'd probably have to add like one extra
Wow.
10
Okay.
pounder.
That is interesting. Should I do my? Are you ready for me to do my rundown?
Hold on 1 second.
We're gonna go a minute over, but it's okay.
It's not okay. Everybody's gonna be angry at you.
Yeah, I'm meeting those some people to go to the Dirty Buff. I wanna watch that game. You wanna come?
I can't.
Oh,
Sorry,
jerk.
buddy.
It's okay.
Duty calls.
Duty.
Duty. I see what I did there. All right, so I got it pulled up. Let's go.
All right. Oh wait. First of all, who's your Thursday night game?
Sorry, my Thursday night game. I'm still taking Kansas City at home. In those close games, like I was saying earlier, you always take the home team.
And it's Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Cool.
All right, Kansas City. Okay, the Saturday games: Houston at New York, Houston, Cleveland at Denver. I'm taking Cleveland because man, they
On
want to
the
get in that place.
road?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, I mean,
Oof.
you know who just? No, I think it's going to happen because Cleveland really wants to get in the playoffs, and they have that very slim chance.
That would be really cool.
Baker's fueled.
Yeah.
Arizona, Atlanta, Detroit at Buffalo. I am taking Detroit for your sake. I'm reverse jinxing. Green Bay at Chicago. Chicago. Well, I think Buffalo's gonna win, but I can't say that. Green Bay at Chicago. Chicago. Oakland at Cincinnati. Oh man. Oakland. I guess. Dallas at Indianapolis. Dallas because they're not being defeated. Miami at Minnesota. Miami has a winning record, so Kirk Cousins can't win. Miami. Tennessee at New York. New York. They're hot. Whatever. Washington, Jacksonville. Oh man. Let me come back to that. Tampa Bay at Baltimore. I'm taking Baltimore because that defense is too good, and I love what Lamar Jackson's doing. Seattle at San Francisco. Seattle. New England at Pittsburgh. New England because Pittsburgh is laying an egg. Philadelphia at L.A. Man, I wish they hadn't done that in prime time in retrospect. L.A. New Orleans at Carolina. New Orleans, but it should be a good game. I think Carolina is like gonna try and do something. Let's go back to what did I skip? Tennessee at New York? No, Washington, Jacksonville. Jacksonville.
I'm taking Jacksonville too.
Yeah, me too. But okay, I think we're good.
We agreed on every single game. That's cool.
Did we really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I also think that New Orleans Carolina game is going to reach over 60 points.
Whoa.
I know.
I think
Combined points.
All right, we're running out of time. It's gonna be good.
It was fun.
Right.
This was a good fall.
Yeah. We didn't even talk about that other thing I want to talk about. Parody. That's whatever.
Yeah.
It's too philosophical.
We'll do it on a pod.
Yeah,
We'll just do it on a pod eventually.
All right.
All right, guys. This was fun. We'll be back in the spring.
Unfortunately, with more dead weight.
Actually, I guess we're gonna get less.
No,
Ricky's.
He's gonna be here.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
On and off, but yeah,
cool.
Still dead weight, regardless. There's gonna be dead weight to my right.
Nice.
All right.
All right, guys. Bye. Have a good Christmas. Well, or happy holidays in general.
Very PC of you. How nice.